The Washington Post website put out a hit piece, you could say, on the Fandom Menace. Here we see it. The latest Star Wars film satisfies the right wing. Will the left wing start trolling? Don't expect a new Fandom Menace to emerge this time around. First of all, gotta call bullshit there, because The Rise of Skywalker did not satisfy the right wing. A lot of people, I think, with The Rise of Skywalker, really appreciated and enjoyed it more because it actually reckoned The Last Jedi in a lot of places. But they weren't thinking so straight because it actually ruins a lot of things that happen in 1 through 6. So it didn't actually fix anything. But it is what it is, and you have some people who liked it just because it did reckon The Last Jedi. But that doesn't mean it satisfied the right, and it didn't satisfy the fandom because it's pretty much, I think, going to be the lowest grossing saga film and lower than Rogue One, so it didn't really please anyone. Star Wars 9 The Rise of Skywalker leaves theaters soon. Critical reception was milding. Box office receipts collapsed, ending below The Last Jedi. Okay, yeah, like I said, so gonna be the worst one, and Rogue One. But right-wing trolling of the film was mild compared to the backlash against The Last Jedi. This movie avoided the ire by moving Star Wars politically right. So, first of all, it wasn't moved politically right. Rey was still the superhero. She was the bestest ever. They had her beat the bestest, baddest villain of Star Wars ever. This is not a right-wing film. It just had a little more common sense this time around than The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. One other thing about that is, look, it's been 4 years of negativity, and a lot of us are just tired of being negative. Not me personally, but a lot of us are just tired of being negative. There are some people who just really could not hate this movie because they were exhausted from the criticism they've been giving for 4 years, and that's understandable to me. Like I said, I'm here to criticize, and I think it's more important to be negative, but some people just could not keep up the fight, and that's fine. That's their choice. But the fact is, that's why it didn't get the same backlash as The Last Jedi. Right-wing anger. After The Last Jedi, an online campaign took issue with the film's feminism, leftism, and diverse casting. First of all, nobody had a problem with diverse casting. We had a problem because they treated the diversity like crap, especially Finn. Finn is a diverse character, and he pretty much gets beat around by Rose. He yells for Rey like a cheerleader. He does nothing important, and they actually show us he could have been interesting because he was a stormtrooper who turned against the First Order, but they didn't use that. He wasn't a Jedi. He was just Finn. Who are the important ones? Mostly Rey. Rose, the other diverse character, was a complete waste. She was probably the worst character in the Star Wars franchise. I guess head-to-head with Jar Jar, Rose was worse, I think, and that's not treating the diverse characters with respect. So, we were actually mad on the contrary because they didn't use the diversity to its fullest. Feminism? Yeah, no one wants feminism in Star Wars. No one wants to see purple hair Holdo, slapping Poe around. No one wants to see Rose buzzing, Finn till he flies back and gets smashed against the wall. Ridiculous. No one wants to see Rey lecturing Luke Skywalker. No, we do not want feminism in Star Wars. Leftism? That's open. I mean, leftism kind of goes along with the feminism, you could say. But, no, we don't want leftism either. But diverse casting, no one has a problem with that whatsoever. This right-wing critique was so durable that it has a nickname, the Fandom Menace, which even Lucasfilms uses, because J.J. Abrams did use that. Now they tell us why they wrote the article. Anger at The Last Jedi becomes a business. Popular with the anti-Last Jedi videos on YouTube have millions of hits translating to tens of thousands of dollars for their creators. Right-wing personalities sell Fandom Menace appeal. Entrepreneurs raise $50,000 in seed money for an anti-Last Jedi comic book and almost $10,000 for a multi-volume history of the Phantom Menace. And people bought that by their own choice because they enjoyed it because they were not fans of The Last Jedi. Now, this is why they wrote the article. The guy who wrote this article or girl who wrote the article, they probably don't believe this. What they want to do is have YouTube videos made on this article to spread the Washington Post's name. That's all. They're obviously not going to go with the Phantom Menace because they know people are going to be reading the article who own companies, people in the business, things like that. So of course they're going to take the side against the Phantom Menace, but that's all they're writing the article for. I guess I'm kind of falling in that trap, but I don't have a big enough channel here to really worry about it. They also go on to say here that it was in fact made for people who dislike The Last Jedi in their opinion, and I think they'd be right, but the problem with that is this. They did it terribly. You know, Luke's scene just felt kind of awkward actually. Luke has to say, "I'm wrong." He has to hear Rey say the only one that she's scared of is herself. And even when he lifts the X-Wing, you're thinking, well, shouldn't that have been in The Last Jedi? So it was kind of like backtracking and making up for the middle part of the trilogy, so it didn't work so well. It wasn't a really good creative way to fix things. It was just like quick band-aids basically, one-liners, things like that. So I think the people who like it because it did reckon The Last Jedi should think about it a little bit harder and the substance and the actual context in how they reckon The Last Jedi, because it's pretty weak in my opinion. This is a little bullshitty too. Rise of Skywalker invites the perception that it is made with conservative white and male audiences in mind. I'm not sure what was white in mind with this. After suggesting that there would be a same-sex relationship in Trios, filmmakers included 2 women kissing in the background of a scene and a moment easily censored for overseas markets. Trios nearly eliminates the character of Rose Tico, played by Asian-American actress Chloe Marie Tran, who was the focal point for right-wing hate after a large role in The Last Jedi. Not because she was Asian, because the character was absolutely terrible and cringy. She could have been black, Mexican, white, Japanese, anything. She would have been a complete cringe fest, just the same as if she was Asian American. Well, I guess Japanese is Asian American. You guys get my drift though. So it's just really nauseating how they just keep saying right wing, racial, racial, racial. Who's the racist? And by the way, I'm married to an Asian, so that leaves me out of the racial argument for Asians. And I'm one of the ones who made, I don't know, a couple hundred videos on how I hit The Last Jedi. They say here that The Rise of Skywalker explains that certain feats by women in The Last Jedi were only possible because of the help from men or sheer luck. I don't know. I mean, Rey just goes through space and time as a complete goddess, basically, beating Palpatine at the end. We didn't really get any hint that she got lucky or she needed help from men. She beat all the men all the way up, didn't need help from them. She's only scared of herself. She's the main character. Leia beats Luke in a little duel. She trains Rey. Don't see what they're talking about. Maybe you guys could help me down below. They go on to say that left-wing trolling against the Rise of Skywalker is unlikely, and, well, there's just going to be people who are upset and critical about it. There's really no such thing as a troll against it. A troll is somebody who writes a comment that's fake and hopes to get response, okay? Nobody who's trolling The Last Jedi is hoping that we just want a response. Well, not nobody. There are some like true trolls. But the people who really didn't like it are actually putting their opinion out there. We're not trolling and hoping for some answer to get some shits and giggles out of it. We, deep down, pretty much hate the thing. Smaller fandom platform. The most viable Star Wars fan media is made by white men. For example, until 2018, the Star Wars website included links to fan products, which I collected for past research. 38 of the 56 shows had male hosts. Only one had a person of color as a host. Well, here's the fucking problem, Washington Post. You're calling out the Fandom Menace, but you're talking about podcasts that aren't Fandom Menace podcasts. They keep mentioning things that got messy with Reylos. They also say that Reylo is a de facto secondary usage as derogatory label for a female fan. Well, like logically, most women are Reylos because women like romantic things, Daniel Steele novels, relationships, things like that. So it just is common sense in literally any fucking fandom in the world that women like the romance stuff. That shouldn't be so hard. So they're going to label me or someone like me as a sexist against women because I'm calling them Reylos or a term for them. It just so happens if you check the Reylo channels on YouTube, like Jade Jedi, things like that. You know, I mean, not a bad channel as far as like production and things, but I don't like Reylo. The point is, there are a lot of girls who are making these channels. Girls with sabers, girl with sabers, okay? Yeah, there's some men too, but most of the Reylo channels are women. So that's where I'm getting my information from as far as who likes it. Most of the comments there are from girls as far as the picture shows, okay? The avatar. And I've done some research on it myself, and just like dozens of comments are from girls, and there's some guys too. But that's just probability, and that's the fact of the matter. So of course, usually Reylo means a girl, just by sheer numbers. You know, then they go on to say that outrage against the latest Star Wars has not matched the campaign against The Last Jedi. No shit. Given the middling success of Trios, it is impossible that most viewers prefer The Last Jedi. However, Trios is perceived as a film that has slighted less powerful fans in an effort to please conservative fans. That may be enough to hold the backlash in check. And they don't have the worst point there. Yes, it kind of is, because a lot of people just couldn't see past The Last Jedi Reckoning, so they liked it more than they should have. But once again, they missed the fact that even though it reckoned some things poorly, I might add, in The Last Jedi, it also ruined the whole fucking saga from 1 to 6, because Luke and Vader have kind of meaningless struggles now that Palpatine just comes back, and the struggles that Luke's friends helped with, Han, Leia, Chewie, 3PO, all them, that doesn't mean so much now, because Palpatine's just back again, and Rey comes to save the day. Not to mention, like, the bullshit with, like, you know, the Force healing, stuff like that. Alright, anyway, we could get more into that. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But the point is, it really hurts 1 through 6. Anyway, what the hell is that box there, man? What? Oh, man, this is like some game. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm doing shout-outs, special thanks, things like that. Let's do a shout-out. Gonna do a shout-out to Josh Tika. He might not see it. This is the end of the video. I know he likes shout-outs. There it is, bro. Leave it in the comments. You see this one or not? Alright, I'm just being a jerk. Just being a jerk. There's your shout-out. Anyway, if you're not subscribed here, click that subscribe button. Usually, I'm not this heated, I'm not this angered, I'm a little more fun, but this is a very irritating article. I didn't cover the whole thing, so I'll link it below. That's it. See you next time.